Good morning. Today is January 19th, 2026. It's a 3-day. It's also a 111 day. I want to see how quickly I can get this done. How easily I can get it to flow because I have shit to do this morning and it's getting later. But this message wanted to come out. So let's get started. All right, first let's talk about the 3-day. Threes are about creativity, joy, social connection, and self-expression. It's lighthearted energy. It's perfect for, it's a day that is perfect for hanging out with your friends, or just hanging out at your house. It's a great day for creating something new. And then 111. This is the big cosmic wink. It's the angel number for new beginnings, manifestation, being in alignment, and spiritual awakenings. 3 is a bridge. The material world isn't just binary, masculine, feminine, dualistic. It's tertiary. Think Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Mother, Father, Child, Maiden, Mother, Crone. Everything happens with 3. There's a polarity with something holding it together as a bridge. So keep that in mind. I've been going through it this week, y'all. Today's Monday, so for the last 7 days, I've been going through it. It started on Tuesday. Wednesday, I was able to do a collective message, but by Thursday, I could not put my face on camera. I have been getting hammered with love messages from my cards, from the music that I listen to, and I fucking hate doing love messages, because love messages mean that I have to get on camera and I have to be vulnerable. There's a parallel happening, which I have recognized a cycle. Last year, around this time, the same thing started happening to me, and then all of a sudden I reconnected with Gary, which turned out to be the biggest red flag lesson that I've had to live in the last 12 months. By February, the love messages got more strong. February being the month of love, right? So the love messages started coming in strong, and I surrendered to it. And I started giving the collective messages around love and partnership. This year's love messages started differently, though. It started with the Hieros Gamos, the union of the divine masculine and feminine, the sacred marriage. And we went through that whole portal now this year. January 1st was 111, manifestation and new beginnings, and 2026 is the year of new beginnings. It's the 1 year. Everything that we do this year sets us up for this bigger cycle that lasts for the next 9 years. Okay, so the love messages had me locked up. And I haven't been able to get a clear signal for the collective. Like just me, and I didn't want to talk about me. Okay, so let's see. Yep. Okay. So I was getting twin flame messages for myself. I didn't want to be vulnerable on camera in front of everybody. I've talked to a couple of friends of mine about it, but that's been about the extent of it. Yesterday I surrendered. I surrendered to it. So here I am this morning with this message. There's a playlist on my YouTube channel. I'll link it in the description, called This Time I Hear You, or This Time I Heard You. It was specifically a twin flame message. This is a communication from my twin flame's higher self to my higher self. I was sitting here in meditation and I started downloading. So, I don't know who that twin flame is. I'm in a karmic relationship with that. Well, it's not even a relationship anymore. I don't know what the fuck to call it, but I've been waiting for this cycle, for this lesson to be cleared for a very long time. And he just started his second Saturn return. And I don't want to be party to that destruction. So this playlist was a communication. I don't know who it is. I just know that it was my twins. I know it's my twins because I was ending the completion of my Merkabah activation. So I created this playlist in hopes that one day he would hear it, because this time I heard you. There's 2 videos in that playlist, and one of them is about Merkabahs and Tesseracts and sacred geometry. I watched that video this morning as I was instructed to. So it talks about the sacred geometry and quantum stuff, right? This is this is a video where I talk about like sacred energy exchange and shadow work. It talks about quantum stuff and sacred geometry, the merging of dualities, but there's a third thing that acts as a bridge. So the merging of dualities, the 2 Merkabahs, in order for them to be able to come together in a twin flame union, there has to be a third thing, a glue that holds them together, in order to create a tesseract, which is the 4D representation of the cube within the cube that expands into higher dimensions. But I also talked in that video about how you have to do the work for yourself first in order to activate your Merkabah. And then maybe, because the twin flame journey is not what anybody actually thinks, like what fucking New Age talks about it being. Your twin flame can literally be anybody. Twin flame just means that you have 2 healed and healing people who have merged their internal masculine and feminine, who have integrated their shadow and activated their energy body, the Merkabah. Healing is never complete, but if you've gotten yourself to the point where you have activated your Merkabah, then that centrifugal force of the Merkabah spinning creates a magnetism that sends signals to your twin flame. And maybe you guys are fated, but you're never going to know who that is until you have done the self work the self-discovery, the self-healing, the self-love, until you have done your work. Sometimes two people kick on at the same time and they start sending signals to each other. Now, as the centrifugal force of the two spinning Merkabahs start attracting into each other, there must be a bridge that holds the two in orbit. And this reading today is about the bridge. The nature of existence is to create. So these two spinning Merkabahs, they want to come together and they want to form a new thing. That new thing is called a Tesseract. So this morning's reading is about the bridge. And we have the destroyer and the river as the bridge. You must just, this is what I heard as I pulled these cards. You must destroy something in order to flow. There must be balance. 34, the river. It's the 3 and the 4 that we talked about last week. Well, no, January 1st and 2nd, we talked about the 3 and 4. The 3 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. Expansion and homecoming, okay? But it has to be all about you first. There is a lover because you are the mother. Because underneath those two cards, we have the mother and the lover. The mother is card number 1 and the lover is card number 17. And sitting next to each other, they make 117. 117. That's my call to discernment. I've been paying attention, okay? I'm paying attention because the destroyer is card number 23. 23 reduces to 5, but 23 is also my birthday. I was born on a 23 day. So I'm listening. I always recognize myself as part of the collective that I'm reading for. So now I get to be vulnerable on camera because now everybody understands that this is a message for me too. Okay, the destroyer brings painful endings. Think about rugs being pulled out from under relationships or jobs or any form of stability. It's the tower, but it's the tower that we do for ourselves. Something old must die to make room for the new. They cannot exist together, the old and the new. The river is card number 34. Again, this washes away what is no longer necessary. Think about the rivers and how many death and rebirth rituals happen in rivers. Baptisms, burials, celebrations of life. It's forgiveness. The river is forgiveness in physical form. So it washes away what no longer is necessary, smoothing over sharp edges, accepting all of our mistakes and grievances once we step in. And once we step in, we have no control. Once the waters begin reflecting to us a new vision of ourselves. Once we step into the flow, we begin to feel everything, because the flow happens when we start really, really becoming aware of ourselves. This is the card of you have to feel it to heal it. And then the Mother and the Lover at the bottom of the deck. The Mother is the card where every story begins. It's the source of life. It's the source of love. She's sensual, she's fertile, she's life-giving. This is the energy where all creation comes from, the source of our love, okay? But this is also both the dark and the light aspects of the feminine. She can begin to grip what was meant to be set free. Think about the devouring mother in psychology. She's both the nurturer and the prohibitor. She gives, but she clings. She creates, but she restricts. She's the paradox. She's the key to the eternal challenge of love. And then the Lover. The Lover has gratitude because they're experiencing the world through their senses. Through music, art, the kiss of a lover, talking to a small child. Think about foreplay. This is arousal from not getting there. It's the playful nature of experiencing life fully when you have first dipped yourself into a new relationship. This is the slow merging of self and other. So in order to feel it, we must be fully present and awake. In order to feel this card, you must do the self-work and be very aware and very present. It's hard work to get to that point. That's not easy work. To be able to be here enough to know when you're being a complete and utter shithead and you can be accountable for it. That's not easy. The Lover is the flame that ignites that. Together, these cards form 117. It's my number for discernment. We talk about it all the time. Pay attention. If you want to know why, read Psalms chapter 1, verse 17, and chapter 11, verse 7. Read those two verses. They're about red flags and where we place our trust and expectations. Discernment. Discerning love. Okay, so together these two cards are discerning love that nurtures without smothering. Being able to know when you have that. Love connects with wisdom and boundaries. It's compassion fused with the lover's fire. Creative, relational, and deeply intuitive. Seeing through illusions while holding space for genuine growth, love, and new beginnings. You don't get to that without destroying the old cycle, the old pattern. You don't get to that point without destroying it. And for me, I know what this is. And it's dead. It's dead. And that's why this call is happening. It's why it's being brought back into my field again. I had to be able to recognize karma. I had to be able to recognize the illusion because I still had more shadow work to do. So here we are at the beginning of the cycle again. Now, together, the river and the destroyer, they form a 12. So 34 and 23 is 57. 57 reduces to 12, and 12 reduces to 3. And today's a 3-day. The destroyer and the river, the flow is culminating in a completed cycle, clearing the way for pure creative rebirth and joyful new expression. 12 is the finality of a contract. The destroyer does the holy work, and the river is carrying you forward in trust. Old cycles are completing. This energy is resolving. So this reading this morning, this is a time for us to express, create, connect, and celebrate the new space that's opening up. Whether you just become a lover of life, and you experience love through other people. I posted a meme on Facebook the other day. Well, a meme or whatever. I don't fucking know. I posted a thing the other day on Facebook, and it said, what makes you fall in love with somebody? And the reply was, I start off in love, and I begin subtracting from there. This is your chance to be that. I love you guys. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.